Was a girl running in a group. She had a high-speed motor in a 40 Ford coupe. She had a racing cam and a supercharged. Look at Buddy, hot rod and large. She's a hot rod. She's a hot rod.
I've got a couple of legal issues we got to take up, and then I got to give you the latest on the man of intrigue, Carlos the Edsel, also known as Carlos Ghosn. I'll have to give that to you in a minute. VW, Volkswagen Group expects to be fined by the European Union this year for failing to achieve its CO2 reduction target for its new car fleet, despite the automaker's deal to pool emissions with the Chinese-owned UK brand MG Motor. In other words, they got a lot of electric cars, so maybe Volkswagen can get away with this or whatever. They're going to get fined. They are. We cannot provide a clear commitment at this point that we will achieve compliance in what will be a very difficult race, VW Group sales chief Christian Dahlheim said during the automaker's third quarter earnings call on October 29th. So, guess what? They ain't going to make it. They're going to get fined big bucks. That's what Volkswagen needs after Stinkygate is some more fines. Fiat Chrysler Automobiles disclosed it could face up to 722 million euros, which is about 840 million buckers, to resolve a Justice Department investigation into excess diesel emissions as a result of higher fuel economy penalties. The FCA, in a securities filing, said the accounts accrued could be up to 500 million euros, depending on, among other things, the ability to implement future product actions and other actions to modify the utilization of credits. They do these credit things where they get to pollute a little bit if they didn't pollute so much last year. That's crazy. In October 2019, FCA said it incurred $79 million in U.S. penalty for failing to meet 2017 fuel economy requirements. This is after paying $77 million for their 2016 debacle. I'm glad these guys got a lot of money. FCA's filing said it would be uncertain if the NHTSA will appeal the ruling and unclear if the ruling will be applied retroactively to the 2019 model year. So, two big companies going, and they're going down. I mean, they're going to pay. They're going to have a big fine again, another again. Man, $70-some million every year because you couldn't get it right, Eric. I mean, you would think they could hire a couple of engineers and get this fixed up.
At least something like that.
Yeah, I would hire an engineer and make my cars compliant rather than spend $77 million for nothing. I mean,
common sense.
God. All right, our favorite guy, Carlos Ghosn, the former chairman of Nissan and Nissan and who else? It was in France, Nissan and not Peugeot.
No,
the other one. Oh my God! How did that escape me? I can't believe that escaped me. Well, anyway, a federal judge on Thursday. These are the latest in his development. Oh my God! This is the guy that escaped in a crate from Japan. Remember that? That was a cool story. Granted, at least a last minute to stop the U.S. government from turning over to Japan two Massachusetts men found to face charges that they helped smuggle the former Nissan company chairman Carlos Ghosn out of the country while he was awaiting trial on financial crimes. And they did. They snuck him out. They did it. I used to love it. Oh, that's Renault. Renault is the other one. Nissan and Renault. The lawyers sought the delay after the State Department approved a handling over the men who in September lost a court challenge to their potential extradition. They were arrested in May at the request of the Japanese authorities. Two former special ops guys had they got old Carlos the Edsel. They packed him in a crate, marked it stereo equipment, and sent him from Japan to Nice to Lebanon. Well, here we go. This is the next headline. A judge threw out a complaint filed by a group of lawyers alleging that Carlos Ghosn, Carlos the Edsel, visits to Israel when he was chairman of Renault and later Nissan, broke laws forbidding citizens from interacting with Lebanon's foe. I guess Lebanon has a lot of foes, a lot of enemies, you know. Judge Ghassan Quirat said that the jury can't prosecute Goshen because he committed the alleged offense over 10 years ago. Oh, Carlos has got a way of getting out of everything. I just love it. And now the latest invention or the latest intervention in my little book, How the Crook Turns. Carlos is writing a book. He's decided, I'm going to expose all you bums. In Time for Truth, Carlos Goshen delivers his version of his arrest and interrogation as well as behind-the-scenes boardroom machinations at the Nissan Renault Mitsubishi Automotive Alliance. That's right, they threw Mitsubishi in there right at the end. So he was running 3 companies. Executive turned international fugitive, Carlos Goshen is gunning for revenge in a new book published this week about the events surrounding his November 2018 arrest in Tokyo, his 130-day Japanese imprisonment, and his cool escape to Lebanon. And I say it's cool. Earlier this year, Goshen promised the book would contain fresh revelations that would add to the narrative worthy of the Hollywood movie. He wants this to be a movie, he does. He wants to play himself, I'm sure. It would show clear evidence of collusion between Nissan and Japanese prosecutors and the government, he said. Plus, throw in France and Peugeot and the rest of them that are all jealous of Carlos the Edsel. I'm telling you, Eric, that story just never goes away. Carlos is really enjoying his life.
Hey, the man got away.
He
let him.
He did good.
He did good. I mean, he got away.
God bless him.
He did what he did, and
God bless him. He got away, and he's an international spy. What a cool guy.
That man's a hero.
He is. He is Carlos the Edsel. Oh, my God. Listen, don't forget, go out to the Blue Top today. This might be the last Saturday, or it's going to be really nice to enjoy. You can sit outside, and you can enjoy one of your favorite things to eat or drink. But there's going to be plenty of hot rods out there. It'll be a lot of fun.
It is a perfect day to go there.
Oh, it's a perfect day to go to Blue Top. Perfect. Also, you get out to your bumper-to-bumper store. This might be the last day you're going to get to put the wax on your car outside. You're going to have to put it inside to do it. It's still nice out right now. You get over and get all the good stuff from bumper-to-bumper auto value that you can.
Doing that today.
Yeah. And the new version of Region Rise magazine should be out. I imagine it will be out today. I'll have it on my doorstep today, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see. That would be the December version. We are in November. What am I saying? No, this is the November version. Yes, the November version of Region Rise. Region Rise magazine will be out today. It's kind of cool. All right. What is the COVID-19 brings out the worst and the best in our automotive world? This is a story you might want to listen to. When Chris Bigg dropped off his 2014 Ford Fusion at Bill Collins Ford Lincoln Mercury of Louisville in Kentucky for service this summer, he figured his car was in good hands. Oh, God. Employees wore masks and gloves, seemingly adhering to the precautions most dealerships have taken to comply with U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention guidance. This is how worker safety at the workplace should go. This is cool. But when the store kept his vehicle longer than he expected to change a water pump, Big decided to check the car's dash cam recordings, after its return, and was dismayed by what he saw. The footage, which Big posted to YouTube last July 27, shows a technician driving the Fusion out of the dealership, going shopping at 2 different stores, swearing, coughing, and rummaging through the glove box in the console, and he stopped to buy cigarettes at a drive-through window. And here he is, the guy with no mask, hacking and gagging in your car during the pandemic. Your car needs to be sterilized. I mean, come on. It's just one example of how disconnects between consumers and dealership employees related to the coronavirus can play out online. As the pandemic rages on in the U.S., retailers often find themselves in conflict with consumers who expect more social distancing and mask wearing, or others who recently being told to follow the protocols, who resent being told to follow the protocols. In the age of social media, disagreements can quickly become public. And this guy threw this on Facebook, and he's had thousands of hits on, here's the guy doing his thing. I mean, this video shows the mechanic shopping for cigarettes, coughing and hacking and up a storm. Plus, he was swearing, but we're not going to get into that. With no mask. And it's on YouTube. And Mr. Big says it's not coming down. He's not going to take it down. I think that's fantastic. You know what? Personally, my guys are told, I mean, I own a shop, and I have guys that work for me, and I have, guys and gals. And I tell them we don't take customers' cars anywhere. A road test is just that, a road test. If you got to find a bumpy road, find a bumpy road. But it's not to go stop and see your cousin or go stop and get cigarettes or stop at the store. It's to road test and decide what's wrong with the car or decide if the car is fixed. And that's what a road test is for. That's not, if you need time to go shopping, jump in your car and go. I don't care. I do not lock my people down, but I don't want them using the customer's car.
Even if it's, a Mustang or something like one of the Camaros.
Well, if it's one of those, I drive. I take it for the road test, and I take the consequences. No, I'm teasing. We don't do that. And most places do not. This guy got caught by a dash cam. Oh, my God. How embarrassing is that? Let's tell the world how stupid I am. I'm going to go running around in this day and age with no mask, coughing and hacking because he's a smoker, of course. Stopping to get cigarettes and stopping here. I mean, plus all the nice swearing. I mean, it's really nice. This guy really made himself a bed of straw to lay in, didn't he? Detroit, Washington. This is what's going on with you got to know with the electrical world. Last week we really covered the batteries heavy. This week we're covering the automotive industry and the way they're handling the autonomous and electric vehicles. Because that was scary that this is not very popular. Cruise GM will seek a U.S. approval for a vehicle with no pedal or no steering wheel. Here we go. Detroit/Washington. Self-driving car maker Cruise, subsidiary of GM, said on Wednesday, and majority shareholder General Motors would seek U.S. regulatory approval in the coming months to deploy a limited number of Cruise Origin, that's the brand or the make of the vehicle, without steering wheels or pedals. I don't know. At the same time, it will withdraw an exemption petition filed with the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA, in January 2018, seeking approval to deploy a limited number of autonomous vehicles without pedals or steering wheel based on the Chevy Bolt pattern or platform. That was the old electronic autonomous car. Now it's the Cruise. They put all their money into the Cruise. And the Cruise is a pretty cool car, actually. The NHT did not immediately have anything to say about that, but the Cruise has turned out to be quite the vehicle. Really quite the vehicle. More electric and autonomous vehicles. House makers say the AV bill, autonomous vehicle bill, will be a priority. Well, there's clear-cut plans to forge ahead. A federal framework for autonomous vehicle regulations are a gray area for the Trump and Biden campaigns, but House lawmakers say they're set on prioritizing an autonomous vehicle bill early in the 117th Congress, regardless of who is elected. I'm going to be working with stakeholders and have an interest in how it's written, and in the next couple of months be at the table so we have legislation ready to introduce in early January. That's Representative Debbie Dingell told Automotive News. Debbie Dingell. Oh, she's a Michigan Democrat. There you go. The Michigan Democrat said issues related to energy and the environment, such as investments in electric vehicle charging infrastructure there. Now you're getting there. And battery technology will also be priorities when the new Congress convenes in 2021. The battery priority, yes, plays a big game here. But the infrastructure for recharging, my God, is that going to be important? And it's just, I don't know I don't know how many states do they actually know? Eric, I got to tell you, I don't think they know the ferocity of this, how it's going to be. It's going to come on fast, and it's going to come on furious, and they're going to need all kind of places to plug in. Where are they going to plug in?
I think that's the $1 million question to anybody.
That's the 800-pound gorilla in the room,
exactly.
Because I'm telling you, they don't have a place to play. You can't plug them into the nearest outlet.
No, you got to have a lot of power behind it in order for it to charge a vehicle. And
absolutely.
Whether the power grid can withstand whatever you put it at, imagine everything else around it. The streets, the street lights.
Oh,
your
God,
house, everything else that goes along with it. It just has to be its own power
when
source.
I plug in my car, do all the lights dim in the neighborhood? I mean, come on. Is there enough electricity for this? There's only so, everybody takes electricity for granted. There's a plug in the wall, plug it in, it's electricity.
True.
That's got to come from somewhere, okay? That comes from usually a coal-fired plant, maybe a nuclear plant, maybe a dam, maybe some windmills, but I doubt that.
The wind turbines?
They're not having real good luck with the turbines. They're not lasting very long. I don't know how much longer that's going to be around. There'll be a better mousetrap for wind power before you know it. But
solar,
maybe solar. There's a lot of solar panels right out by the WIMS studio.
Yes,
there is a huge solar panel by that school. It's just huge. It takes up an acre of field. That's the neatest thing I've ever seen, and it powers that school. That's an awful lot of space to give up for power, but.
I mean, you're also talking about exactly space. If you're talking about an acre for a school, obviously you're not going to need an acre to charge a car. But at the same time, you're still going to need a good spot in the lot.
Well, you're going to need a portion of that, yes. Yeah. And there's got to be an outlet for it,
right,
to charge your cars. So,
right.
Yeah.